Hello, I'm Dennis Snow, and this is Speaking of Service Excellence. When I reflect back on my college years, which were a long time ago, I have a handful of very strong memories. I was what is now called a non-traditional student, meaning I fit in my college classes between my work at Disney World and being a husband at home. It took me 7 years to earn my 4-year college degree. And my son Danny delights in telling me that a lot of people take 7 years to finish their degree. They're called doctors. Funny guy. But one college memory that has had a significant impact on my life was a simple statement by one of my business professors, Dr. Komish. During one of his classes, he said, "No matter what job you're currently in or what job you get, always think of it as preparing you to go into business for yourself. And even if you don't go into business for yourself, with that attitude, you'll add more value to any company you work for." Now, little did I know at the time that I would eventually start my own company. But I never forgot Dr. Komish's words. Each experience I had at Disney World was a wonderful training ground for running a business. Whether it was creating an operating budget for Fantasyland, firing someone who I liked but who just wasn't working out, launching a division of the Disney Institute, or training cast members at the Disney University. I was learning things that provided a wonderful foundation for the business that I now operate. And I feel confident that having an entrepreneurial attitude added at least some value to the Disney jobs that I held along the way. I believe that Dr. Komish's statement is more important now than ever. In today's world, no one can take job security for granted. So it only makes sense to learn continuously, add as much value as possible to your organization, and to never rest on your laurels. More than ever, we all need to take responsibility for our own careers. A few behaviors that I think are at the heart of the entrepreneurial mindset would include: number one, know how your company makes money. Now, I know that sounds simple, but understanding the details of your operations financials changes the way you look at the decisions that are made. And your input carries much more weight when you're able to tie that input to financial goals. And in your own business, little principles like cash flow can make or break you. Number two, be a problem solver. Most organizations have more whiners than they can count, but problem solvers can usually be counted on the fingers of one hand. Organizations will do just about anything to hold on to true problem solvers. And if you do go into business for yourself, you'll spend gobs of time solving problems. And those problems can cost you money out of your own pocket. So why not get the practice on someone else's dime? Number three, do the jobs no one else wants to do. You know what I'm talking about. There are certain jobs or tasks that send most employees running for the hills when the boss is looking for someone to step up. Now, while you may not love the assignment while you're doing it, you've increased your value to the organization exponentially, and you've likely learned something that will be useful later on. Trust me on that one. Number four, always be in learning mode. Opportunities for continuing education are everywhere in organizations. One highly successful business owner I met started his career as a clerk in a gas station. He said, "I used that position to teach myself how to run a small business. I was always asking the owner questions and learning the details of the business." Many organizations offer free classes to employees through their corporate universities or training departments. And even if you have to take some of the programs on your own time, that's too good of an investment in your future to pass up. And number five, watch and learn from every boss you ever have. We've all had great bosses and we've all had horrible bosses. The one thing they all have in common is that we can learn from them. Whether you're observing leadership behaviors that benefit the organization or behaviors that diminish the organization, a wonderful education can be had just by keeping your eyes and ears open. Now, as much as I loved working at Disney World, I love having my own business 1,000 times more. But I wouldn't have my business if it wasn't for the 20-year education that I received at Disney World. And I also believe that I might not have approached that time in the same way if it weren't for Dr. Komish's advice to always think of myself as preparing to start my own business. So here's something to think about. What would you do differently in your job if you saw it as a training ground for running your own business? I hope that you found the ideas in this video to be beneficial. If you'd like information about how Snow & Associates can help your organization, or if you'd simply like additional resources on customer service, please visit our website, www.snowassociates.com. Thanks so much for watching.